some updates. Mrgirl is coming out and addressing the streamers that mass reported him. And I wanted to take a look at this video today. I think this is extremely important. He does not deserve to lose his platform over this. So let's get into this and see what him and Destiny have to say. And before we get started, guys, actually, I've been putting this at the end of the video. Yo, please sub, like the video. Let's get things going. We got to talk on Friday with Woke at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join in for that. And if there's anything else you guys would like to see, any other content, any other conversations, or people you think would be great to talk to, I would definitely love to do that as well. And then also, we are starting up another whole section of videos to help young men building the values to be able to have a great dating life and some of the things that I think are most important. So if you'd like that as well, and if you're having trouble with women, please come in here. You can always ask me some questions, tell me about a little bit of the situations you're dealing with, and maybe I'll be able to give you some good advice. Anyway, let's play the video.
How are you doing, my persecuted friend?
Feeling pretty persecuted, feeling pretty victim-y.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not fair. It's not right.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously agree.
I know.
Do you, still waiting for word from YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah, they said, sorry about that. And, you know, looking into this for you now.
I wonder if that's good.
It felt like it wasn't made by a robot, but
I mean, I feel like if you don't get like instantaneously rejected, I wonder if that bodes better for you. Like if it takes some time, maybe.
I mean, when I got banned after the cuties thing, I appealed, you know, multiple times on Twitter, everything, and they said no for 4 months, and then I gave up, and then like 2 months later, I just got an email saying like, oh, we apologize. You actually didn't break TOS, and you can have your account back.
Nice.
So if the cuties review didn't break TOS, it's hard to see that either of these songs did. Yeah.
It's just a matter of if like Real Eyes will ever look at the appeal, basically.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's crazy. I mean, like, I understand having some statistical like analysis that's like, if you get 5,000 reports saying, you know, this is porn or child porn or something, then like statistically 99.99% of the time it is. So like, you know, would we really have to pay somebody to look into that? But I feel like, yeah, you do, you know, especially if it's, I think it's monetized and it's like they know it's your job and you put all this, you know, years of work into it. Yeah.
You'd hope
but yeah,
so,
it's
right?
upsetting.
Yeah.
You would hope so. But yeah, it's upsetting to watch my art just be like destroyed. Yeah.
True.
Well, thanks for sticking out for me.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Yeah, well, what's up? What do you want to chat about?
I guess just deplatforming.
Yeah.
You know, the whole situation. Yeah.
Something that's kind of scary with how the rules are today is,
Yeah.
I mentioned this with my casino job. We've all heard this expression a million times, but when you want to fire somebody, generally all you have to do is like just start paying attention to them and they'll get fired. Yeah. But my manager introduced me this term. It's called papering somebody out the door. That once you realize you want to fire somebody, you just start writing them up for every single mistake they make, and nobody can survive that level of scrutiny for more than a couple weeks. Like they'll be gone. They'll either put a credit card down somewhere they shouldn't. They'll forget to check an ID. They'll forget to get a receipt signed. They'll leave a drawer open for too long and turn around. Like something will happen and they'll get fired every time. No one can survive that. And it feels like if there's like a level of scrutiny that comes from mass reporting, that it'll be the same thing, because eventually there'll be like 3 or 4 things somebody can catch you on, and they're like, oh fuck, I guess technically I did break those rules. Yeah. And then you're just like, fuck. And it's like, okay, well.
Yeah, and I mean, and like the safety against that is the strike system. I thought that the whole point of the strike system is like, you know, you have a chance to learn from breaking. I don't think I even did violate TOS, but even if I did,
Yeah. It gives you time to adjust and correct, but not if they all come at the same fucking time.
yeah, and like if you, I mean, every single video, I assume every single video is flagged. So if their own enforcement is that I haven't broken TOS in a year and a half, and one of the videos is 3 years old, that's like, that's not really in the spirit of the system.
Yeah.
That's only mass flagging will produce that result. Wasn't it some, who said find me the man and I'll find you the crime? Show me the man, I'll find you the crime. I think it was some like Russian guy.
Oh, I don't know, but he should have made that statement way later in life, because it's triply true today. So
I know.
He dated himself, but
so yeah, I heard your conversation with Fuentes and Big Tech.
oh yeah.
Let's get into the meat finally getting into the meat. This is what I can't wait to hear. Give me them potatoes.
What's the argument? They're pro deplatforming?
I think just
Fuentes is
the...
pro deplatforming because other people are pro deplatforming.
So I don't think Fuentes is pro deplatforming. He was just giving me the reason why people on his side do it, which I can actually understand because it's why I've kind of flirted with it in the past. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
people are gonna make fun of me for it. Fuck you, then yeah, we'll all kind of do it.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that principally most of them, and I was watching the chat too, most of them seem to be pretty against it. If for no other reason, probably because they want to stay somewhat on my good side, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you have the unpopular, if you have the less popular stance, it doesn't really make sense to be
Pro deplatform, unless you're just doing
Yeah.
it like out of retribution because you know you're gonna get deplatformed anyway, right?
right. Then you just want to tear the whole thing down.
Exactly, yeah. Which is kind of a maybe a bigger metaphor or allegory for for everything in the system that we have right now, anyway. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Personally, I feel like this is like a really unhealthy form of retribution. If something's done against you, sometimes it can feel necessary and okay to attack the entire system that you feel betrayed by. Personally, I think that depending on the circumstance, you need to be more targeted. Go against the individual or group of individuals specifically that are doing it to you, not necessarily others later down the road that provide similar viewpoints. Um, I obviously do not agree with deplatforming. I think it causes more harm than good, and I'd love to have some further talks on this. But as far as that goes, man, I think most of the stuff is just clown shit, and I think that big tech is a huge fucking clown. Um, Especially the way he's handling himself with this, and just some of the stuff he says. Oh, our country, dude, your views are so weird. You don't even relate to most of the country when you say this stuff. Um, Most people that actually do protect this country and do fight for the rights of this country and the basic values that we started this country on would not even be close to agreeing with you, brother. Like you have lost all sense of what it means to be American. But yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah. I think I guess my stance here is YouTube needs to have a flagging system that's not weaponizable like this. And like if they do, and like I make provocative stuff. You know, I provoked big tech. I understand that. My work is provocative to him. We spoke once a few months ago. More recently, he asked me for a conversation through an intermediary. He asked me for a stream a couple months ago, and I was kind of like wavering on it, and then I just never did it. Never really decided not to do it. I just didn't do it. And then yeah, it sounds like my work is meant to be provocative and thought provoking and emotion provoking, and it sounds like it did its job. And when people are provoked, there's a big flag there, a big tempting flag button. It's one of the few ways, the most interactive ways that you can really make an impact on the creator. You want to say something, you want to have some parasocial interaction with them. So you can either give them $500, or you can click that big flag button, and one is a lot cheaper than the other.
Sure.
And so I understand if my work's provocative, people are gonna be clicking that button, absolutely. And so yeah, I don't really blame him for doing that, especially if he says it's within his belief system that he's pro deplatforming and pro mass flagging and pro brigading and pro whatever the fuck. Then yeah, but click away, buddy. My problem then is just that the button works. Like I think the button should do what it's supposed to do, but it shouldn't work for this purpose. It shouldn't work like I'm gonna scratch my emotional itch because this music video triggered me, so now I'm gonna destroy it to make myself feel better. That's not what the button should be for.
Sure, ideally, yeah.
Yeah. So if YouTube's gonna allow controversial content, then they gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Or just don't allow controversial content and let a competitor take the place. And then it's like, if there's like a more adult, like my fantasy is like that HBO has like a streaming service.
Oh, sure. Someday.
Like like for stream, like the HBO. I want to be on the HBO version, and then YouTube can be like the CW. It's like it's too much for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously it's really upsetting.
Yeah. Well. Do you actually play keyboard?
Not like you.
Okay, wow. What is
But
that?
I mean, you can like.
Personally, I think he's coming at this with a little bit of a soft hand. I can understand saying, hey, if that's their beliefs, then that's their beliefs. Personally, I'd come in a little bit hotter than that. And not because it necessarily makes me angry or anything, but because it's such a weird way to conduct yourself. To me, it's the most, for somebody that calls themselves far right and has far right views and usually stands where uh, a man has more traditional views, protect his family, protect his community, protect his country, and values such as that, which usually tend to be like strong masculine traits. Uh, yeah, you're soft as fuck, bro. Super fucking soft. I don't know what to tell you. If a song bothers you that much, I mean, I don't see you uh, mass reporting NBA YoungBoy or any one of these other big names that, I'm not saying I disagree with this music being able to have a place. I actually like a lot of different kinds of music, but there's a lot of like violence promoted in these things. There's a lot of murders actually behind some of these stories and other things like that. But you're going after a satire comparable to Weird Al Yankovic artist, and you supposedly have these values behind your system. Like, I question your whole value system at that point. I mean, you might as well join a Weenie Hut Jr. because that's how you sound to me. You sound like a little crying child, and personally, I think you need a timeout.
You can really play. I can play a little.
Play something for us.
That's not connected to anything.
Oh my god, you just have it sitting in front of it for show, just to fuck with us?
Well, no, I've been writing. I'm working on music. I'm not really taking a vacation here. I'm working on music, and you know what's funny?
What?
I think the song I'm working on, I think the Groypers are gonna like it. That's
yeah.
that's the most ironic part of all this. Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's take a few guesses on what the song's going to be. Is it going to be I'm a Nazi or My Name's Hitler? What do you guys think the song's going to be? Leave it in the comments below, please. Tell me what you think the song's going to be. My guess is going to be something along the lines of I'm a misunderstood Nazi in a world against me. Something along the lines of. All right, let's keep going.
So, this wasn't intentional. I was already working on the song that I think is probably going to be, enjoyable to a more right-leaning audience.
I am truly a pedophile, or which direction?
I'm actually literally 100%. This isn't a joke, and if I say it was a joke later, I'm lying. A pedophile.
Have you seen the Key and Peele skit about that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's one where like the guy is like a rapper and he's like in like a deposition room kind of, or like he's like been taken in, and the cop says, "What did you mean by this?" And the lyrics are like, I killed him yesterday at 9 o'clock. I took out a gun in his head. I shot him 3 times. You can find his body buried at 4th and Franklin. And it's like what is it? Like, oh, it's just music, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well.
Yeah, it's like that.
Be careful, dude. Are you did you like private everything on your Mrgirl Returns channel?
No. I privated, so there were some duplicate videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can fantasize about whatever I want was on both channels.
Okay.
So when I got the strike on the first channel, I privated on the second channel, but it was too late. Even though it was private, it got a strike like 12 hours later.
Jeez.
Yeah. Mine, child safety.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't think it breaks that rule, but
Probably not, but yeah.
probably not. Yeah, the other weird thing is that the videos taken down both have like 500,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what's the thinking there? That like it's been up for a year and a half and has
Well, there is
500,000
no
views.
thinking. It's just every now and then I'll get like a 3-year-old video where it's like, this is age restricted now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe they I'm sure they retune the algorithm and it probably sweeps through everything. But
Maybe.
yeah. No, I'm staying busy. Keeping busy. I have a strike on the streaming channel, so I can't stream for a week. But yeah, if you still want to host co-host Mrgirl Hotline on Saturday,
Yeah, probably can.
I'll be back. And then on Friday I have an interview with a historian
Interesting.
to talk about Hitler's rise to power. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that should be interesting.
I think so. Oh yeah, there's one thing that Fuentes said that I want to respond to.
Yeah.
He said if Mrgirl thinks I'm Hitler, I'm trying to kill his family. I don't think, in terms of stating your beliefs, I think fascism is pretty unusual. So saying like I don't believe in democracy, I don't believe in free speech. I want to be the next Hitler, stuff like that Fuentes has said. That's unusual to say. But it's not really unusual for a person to be a fascist, even if they don't know they're a fascist. So there's tons of people who, if they were offered, like, do you want to be the king of everything, would probably just say yes.
Sure.
There's people who, if they had that power, would kill people. I don't think that's a super rare...
Yeah, there's probably people across all the political spectrum that would endorse some form of totalitarianism or something, like given the opportunity to, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's gotten me in a lot of arguments about Trump. Where I'm like, he's a fascist, and then people are like, what did he say? And I'm like, it's not really about what he said. Like, yes, he said things that make him seem like a fascist, but it's more just like, if somebody was like, hey, Trump, do you want the ability to override anything that the Supreme Court says? do you want that? He would just say, yeah, obviously, he would take that. Would you want to be president for life? Of course he would.
Yeah.
Do you want the election? Do you want to, if there's a win button for the election and nobody would know you pushed it, would you push it? Yeah. And if the answer to those questions is yes, then yeah, you're a fascist. You may not know you're a fascist, but you're a fascist. So the idea that they were saying like, and Gideon was saying like, I have some obligation to want harm to come to Fuentes if I believe this about him. I believe this is true. Like, what's unusual is that he's saying that he wants this power, he wants to abuse this power, and that he wants to abuse it for, to hurt people, and they follow in the footsteps of a genocidal, psychopath. That's unusual. It's unusual that he's actually gaining power. But it's not unusual. Like, you know how many would-be Hitlers there are walking around out there in the United States of America, or would-be Stalins, or would-be tyrants, or whatever. I mean,
all right, it's getting kind of boring, but I do have one message here. Guys, don't do mass reporting. Don't be part of the problem. I know it's fun to troll, but troll the individual directly. I mean, how much fun is it to troll somebody if they're already gone? I mean, it's way more fun to just continue troll them. Continue to be able to have the conversations with them, disagree with them, push against them, be the voice that, sways the masses, be able to change the rhetoric that we have within our communities. I think there's a lot of good things and bad things, but I do have one final message here. I would love to be able to speak directly to you, Big Tech, and anyone else on Cozy TV that has lost their platforms and has moved over to a free speech platform so you can be able to say what you like to say and be able to function in your beliefs. Delete yourself off of it. Fucking delete yourself. If you believe that you should be mass reporting people and limiting free speech, you should just delete your account. Go back to fucking work and do your fucking regular day job and get the fuck out of here, because none of us give a fuck about that shit. Soft ass. Come talk, bro. You think you have a unique view? As Sneeko would say, bot. You're a fucking bot. Carry yourself like a man. Say you have these real values. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Anyway, like and subscribe. Let's keep it going, guys. I'd love to see you guys in the chat, be able to talk to you guys some more. Jump in here. I know this was a random time for video. I've been doing them a little bit later in the afternoon. So, hey, let's keep it moving. Get the channel going. Trying to build up the Twitter as well. So if you're on here, go and subscribe or follow Twitter. Once we get to 1,000 subs, we're definitely going to be moving onto Twitch as well. We'll see how long that lasts. I do have some strong language sometimes, and you guys will probably see that on Friday. So come back to the chat on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be talking to Woke. Have a good day.